because there's some practical things. Thank you so much, Terry. We're going to do business training this morning. So there's some practical things about operating this business that really need to be understood. Some timelines. Good morning, Larissa. Some timelines and functions in the back office that need to be understood. And so we're going to like practically walk through those here today. But I want to kick it off with success check-in reports. So if there's someone, I know Erin's got hers ready because I saw it. She sent it to me.
Mhm.
Um, that is one of the most helpful tools to practically keep your business moving forward. And going through a success check-in together is something that we can do and can do honestly in about 10 to 15 minutes and really get clear on how productive your actions are being or and areas where you're blind, where you don't see where you
Mhm.
haven't been doing actions, right?
Yeah,
So, Erin, would you be willing to just walk through that really quickly together? Is that all right if we can do that here?
totally. Do you want me to walk
Awesome.
through like my personal one, like what I discovered in mine, or do you want me to talk about like it in general?
Um, if you're
You're
comfortable with
comfortable.
pulling it up and talking actual numbers and actual situations,
Yeah.
and if we could do that, then you can keep it succinct, like let's stay 5 to 8 minutes total. The whole point is for you to be able to verbalize and share the insights you've had about your own progress.
Yeah,
So
totally.
if you
Um,
want to share for just a minute about how practical it's been, I can log in and share screen.
no,
Uh,
that's okay.
or
I'm ready to go with mine.
Or
okay, cool.
I can make you
Yeah,
co-host and you can share it if you want.
me. I don't have a picture of it that I can share on my screen, but I know I sent a picture of it to Hope. But I have it right here. I can kind of read the numbers to you guys.
Okay, are we all familiar with the success check-in form?
I'll pull one up.
Erin is, Larissa is. Perfect. Okay, awesome, Erin. Way to go. And
Cool.
Terry, I know you are, and I know Jen is. So you know there's sections. How's it going? Is it going well? So, Erin, if you'll just walk us through those sections and just the insights that you had from filling that out.
For sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I actually usually start with number two and come back to number one. I've noticed that
Yeah,
works a lot better. So I don't know if any of you guys do
yeah.
that as well, but I start at number two. I go to my back office. So where I am is executive. I didn't write my OV, which I usually do, but I know it's like 2,300 right around there. So executive is 2,000 and I'm working towards elite, which is 3,000. I want to be in short term at silver. But a step towards that is elite, like I mentioned. So I want to get to elite by the end of the year. And long term, I want to be diamond. And then I go to the pipes and I do my numbers. And so my numbers this week, they're really heavy more on prepare and invite because Emily and I are preparing and inviting people to our events that are happening this weekend. And last week, I didn't really do any presenting or enrolling. So there was like a huge gap in points there. And then support points were hovering like around 11, which is pretty normal for me. My total was 50. So it's not like I really do want to get to the target of 75 consistently. But I feel like I'm just kind of getting back still in the swing of things from being in out of the country for a couple weeks and then really sick and the hurricane and everything. So I'm like, it's nice to see that I met the 50 minimum and like I definitely am trying to get to 75 weekly consistently moving forward. Um, so then once I have my numbers, I go back to the number one because now I have a better, clearer idea of what is working and what's not working instead of just what I guess is working and not working. Um, and so what's working is I had a lot of invitations. Like I invited a lot of people because of the event this weekend. I I reached out to a lot of people one-on-one. And then what needs to be working better, I really would like more one-on-ones on my schedule, like one-on-one appointments and wellness assessments with people. because I feel like that's where I get my enrollments from most of the time. So that could be better. And like increasing the amount of enrollments I have could be better, obviously. So those are like my what needs to be working better is increase the amount of one-on-ones that I'm having with people and increase the amount of enrollments I'm getting from those one-on-ones. And then I went down to the very bottom, vital action steps. This is my favorite part of it actually, because this is where like I feel most focused. I really like action steps. So my first one is my vital action step is I need more one-on-ones. So my part is that I'm going to promote free wellness assessments this month, like for the rest of October. So I'm working with Emily because she helps me with social media marketing, and she's created a post for me to market wellness assessments, which I want to offer to everyone that's already signed up with me, and also obviously new people too, to introduce them to doTERRA. And so we're going to do, yeah, promoting those as being free for this month to see if we can get people excited about it. And upline support, I have, if like specifically like Hope and Marisol, since they know some people underneath me that are like not on LRP, and that I don't know as well as they do because they were their enrollments. I was thinking if there's anyone there that they would recommend work with me and put in a good word, then that could be really helpful for everyone. So like Hope and Marisol could say something like, oh, there's this person I enrolled and is underneath you, but they're not on LRP or really ordering lately. I'm going to offer them, or I'm going to let them know you're doing free wellness assessments, and then maybe they can kind of talk that up and we can get that going. My second vital action step is to get more enrollments. And like it's been in my awareness that I need to do more networking events in order to meet more new people to keep filtering in. Because, like I said, I invited a lot of people this week to our event, but it's like I have the same invites as, like I need to refresh my names list basically. So I'm not reaching out and inviting the same people all the time. So yeah, on that one, my upline support, just curious about networking opportunities. I wanted to just talk to Hope about that because I know that you've been doing that networking group, which we haven't talked because I've been out of town and stuff. So I wanted to see how that's going. Marisol and I were talking about doing one of those medical networking groups in downtown Orlando. So I'm wondering if that's the direction I should go in. And then I just wrote like, it says like, do you feel you can do it? And I wrote yes. But like, for some reason, that is where like my resistance lies, I think, is like, it's not very like my design type since I'm a projector. Like I'm usually like into the getting the invitations and that's really aligned. And sometimes I do get nervous about like, I don't know, going big and doing the networking stuff. And I don't know. So there's something I'm working on there. And then the last one is vital action steps is more presenting, because I didn't have any presenting going on this week really, except for like some follow-ups. And the part is to plan and promote the event this weekend, obviously, which we're doing good on. And then to have in my brain already what I'm planning to do for next month's event, because I want to have something on the calendar that I can invite people to as I'm talking and networking with new people. And so I'm not sure if I want to do like a spa day or something at my home in November just to mix it up, or we'll see how like the doc thing goes this month and maybe do another one of those. Like I'm kind of just feeling into that because I haven't done a spa day at my house in a long time. And not everyone is into yoga, obviously. So I do feel like, I miss people sometimes with doing so much yoga and oil stuff. Um, so yeah, and then I was also feeling into like we could make it more of a team event as well and watch some videos that are like the sourcing videos because I haven't really done many of those, but I have like a patio that has a projector screen. And so like it would be really fun to do like an outdoor, gathering and watch some sourcing videos at the same time. So I'm just in brainstorming mode for November, and that's kind of what that third action step is. So upline support would just be like thoughts and opinions on what might be fun for November and making sure I don't schedule at the wrong weekend where other things are going on. Um, and also if you guys have anyone that you would like to share our event with this weekend, the dock drop and flow that Emily and I are doing at Lake Ivanhoe, we're doing Saturday night and Sunday morning. Sorry, Saturday morning and Sunday evening. And yeah, if you guys are interested in coming and bringing someone that you're targeting and want to enroll, that would be awesome. If you want to just share it in social media, that's also super appreciated. But we're going to be handing out, my goal is to hand out a few little flyers that Emily helped make. They have like a
Oh,
QR
cool.
code on them. And so the QR code links right to our Instagram post, which has more information. So I was thinking like I'll go pick David and I up lunch from somewhere close today and like drop some flyers off or, feel into where these should go basically, but try some maybe businesses that are by that lake that we're going to be on.
Did you put
Um,
that on Eventbrite?
on Eventbrite, no. Actually, Emily, you were going to put it on the Lake Ivanhoe page, right? Has that happened yet? But not Eventbrite. I don't really know much about how Eventbrite works, to be honest. I don't know.
It's a free account, and that's where a lot of people go to look for events.
Oh, I didn't know it was a free account though. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hard
I
That's
work.
think we would maybe try to get them. We can maybe put it on Eventbrite, but then try to get them to us directly instead of selling the tickets through Eventbrite because Eventbrite takes a lot of fees.
right.
So yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You set it up as a free account or it's free through Eventbrite, and then they'll Venmo you
Just
personally.
put your information. Yeah. I've seen people do that on Eventbrite. Yeah. Posts and stuff before.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
guys,
awesome.
I'm sorry, you
Go
might
ahead,
want
Terry.
to consider, since you have those flyers on social media, reach out to some of like the local food trucks in your area and see if
Mhm.
they will hand them out with you. You know what I mean? Like you could maybe even collaborate where like, especially if there's a lot of food trucks around that are like even healthy and you know what I mean? Maybe
Mhm.
there's somebody that you guys could network with and partner with that as they're handing things out, you can say, hey, we're going to be here. Can you bring the truck? You know what I mean? And they would be able to even maybe hand out flyers to their folks throughout the week as
Mhm.
they're going around town.
That's a good
Put on
idea. I'm
their
writing all
social
these
media
down.
page, hey, we're gonna be at Lake, you know what I mean? Another way to
I've
use.
got an answer to one of your questions, Aaron. We have our doTERRA is coming to Orlando October 26th this month, right? Everybody should have their tickets and bring somebody. And we got approved, Delmar and I got approved to do a leader-led training on November 16th, which is a Saturday, about a month from now. And I need to put some attention on that. Finding a space where we can gather, thinking like 30 to 40 people max, but it'll probably be on Eventbrite and online and open for anyone. We may, I'm thinking 25, 30 people is something we could pretty easily do between our teams.
Mhm.
So pencil that in. I don't have specific details to give you yet, but leader-led events, they basically send us all the samples they're going to use on the 26th.
Mhm.
So we'll focus that one a little bit more on business, some product, but understanding business. Okay, so how did it feel, Aaron, filling out this success check-in form? When you finish with the process, how does it feel for you?
Um, Well, I've been doing these a little bit more in the last several months, so it gets easier every time. And like it is more exciting now than like nerve-wracking how it was like at the beginning of doing it. Um, and like I said, like I'm very motivated by like having actionable steps. So that's that's the exciting part for me is like,
Yeah,
yeah, Like when you get to the actionable steps and it's very clear, like I feel excited and like motivated because I'm like, oh yeah, I can do these steps, you know? And it's so much easier to focus on like three actionable steps and then go into your week than it is to like be overwhelmed by the concept of like becoming diamond right away.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Every goal is worth achieving.
Yeah.
You know, elite rank is a goal worth celebrating and achieving, and it's a goal worth honoring in and of its own right. And then premier rank, and then your 250 bonus.
Mm.
Oh, that's a game changer when you suddenly have that influx of income. So every single rank, yes, diamond is diamond is on your horizon for you, but every single rank is valuable on the process. Okay, that was fantastic. You did that. It took you maybe how long to fill that out?
Like 10 minutes, maybe. Yeah. I've
10 minutes.
gotten better about like having in my planner, like my to-do list of like kind of time blocking. I usually give myself 1 point for time blocking activities because I like vaguely time block, but I don't like
Mhm.
always put a purposeful time to it. But
Yeah,
I'll like put the space and I'll like do tally marks and stuff so that when I go back to do this later, it's not that much counting that I have to do. I'm like, oh, 10 invitations that day. Got it.
yeah. Perfect. Perfect. I'll get back with you on people in your downline that may be a good connection for you.
hmm
Okay. Did anyone else have their success check-in form filled out who would like to share or talk about it? Emily?
Yeah,
Yeah, awesome.
this was
All
actually
right,
my
60
first
minutes.
time really sitting down and filling one out. And so to be honest, I didn't even technically complete it. I like to do when I've heard Erin describe that before of like where she starts on number two and then comes back to number one.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing here. And I'll take a moment maybe after the meeting to really sit with number one and figure out what I feel is really working and what needs to be working better. Cause I do feel like I'm getting a lot of downloads about that, especially within the past couple of weeks. So this was my first time filling one out, and where I'm at in number two, so I didn't technically go into my back office and see my actual rank, but I'm really thankful for where I'm
Well,
at with having
we'll
two
do that
placements.
right
Yeah,
after this section.
perfect.
We'll do
Cool.
that. Okay.
And so I'm feeling really thankful and excited about where I'm at with having two placements already. And where I want to be short term is I do want to have another enrollment within 30 days to complete my power of three. And then long term, diamond, of course, diamond energy. So, and then filling out pipes, I feel, yeah. So it looks like I have two. I went ahead. Do our team calls like on Monday and Tuesday? Are those considered attending team calls? Like I put two of those for this week. And then
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. You get points
perfect.
for that.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So in
Give yourself
total,
points.
yeah, similar to Erin, like I feel like more of my points were in the beginning because like we're preparing for an event, we're inviting people to an event. So like I have more points there and definitely not really any in the further end of pipes. So it looks like I have about like 12 total points, which is definitely not 50, but it's more than zero. So
That's something to
um
celebrate. You're like,
yes,
right
yes.
away.
So, but yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels exciting to fill this out because it's kind of it's like an accountability check-in that just like, it just sort of helps with the clarity. It just sort of helps with
Totally.
clarity and awareness of, hey, here's a really simple thing I can work on. Hey, here's a really simple thing that I can get done that's going to help like tick the needle a little bit forward. So
Yeah.
that's what feels kind of, oh, thank you. Celebrate.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that's what feels kind of good about filling it out is like maybe in the very beginning it felt a little bit scary to look at a success check-in, but like once you do it, it's really not. It's more so just like the clarity, the awareness of what's going on, what you can do, any small steps that you can take. And then, yeah, at the bottom, the vital action steps, I do like that too. I wrote down one of my vital action steps is sharpening my hosting skills. So what needs to happen
Awesome.
is host more events. Like I'm really excited for our events this weekend, and I'm already just so excited to do more of that. And then right under that, I have more enrollments. So what do I need to do? Talk to more people. And honestly, like similar thing to Erin is like definitely expanding my list, just like expanding my contact list, talking to more people, meeting new people, which yeah, is scary sometimes, but that's why I'm literally overall thankful for this journey that I'm on with doTERRA, is it's pushing me to do things that are going to expand my business. And
Yeah.
even doing that scary
Yeah.
stuff
Yes.
is that's the point. It's going to help me expand. So yeah, this was my first time filling one out, and yeah, I like it. It was fun. And yeah, I think it's a great just accountability, sort of awareness and gaining clarity tool. That's what feels good about it for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fantastic tool to line things up.
Yeah.
Great job, Emily. Way to go
Thank
on your first
you.
success check-in form.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I love that you said, I need to get better at hosting. So what am I going to do? Do more hosting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the only way to,
That's the only way to get better at anything.
yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Anyone else like to share if they have a completed success check-in or just share thoughts before we move on?
I can share mine real quick.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right. And like super props to Emily, like also Erin as well. Super props to Emily. Like I see you like showing up, hosting events. Like this is something you've been talking about for a long time. So
Yeah.
like just I see you, I honor you in that. Like heck yeah, sis.
Thank
Grow
you.
it, grow it, grow you.
Mhm.
Okay,
Thank you.
there we go. I'm on. You can see me. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So for me, oh, hello. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. There we go. Okay, even better. Okay, so for me, what is working in my business? What's working is actually something that I'm not doing. So what's working is that I'm not second guessing my commitment to this. Like I know without any doubt that we're on the freaking right path. I mean, Terry, you're not in Orlando, but like we've got billboards in Orlando. So like it's like once I saw that, I was like, okay, all right, we're on the gravy train.
Yeah.
We're on it. Like something's happening. So I
We're the
really feel
forerunners.
like
We're the
literally
forerunners of something.
we really are. Like, and I feel that I know, goosebumps. I know I see you, Erin. I know, like goosebumps. Like it's just it feels really good. It feels really good.
You
And something else that's working is that I'm
pause,
not
pause for just a second.
okay.
Like, have not.
Oh,
Maybe I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a good day. I'll see you this evening. Okay.
Have a good day, bro. Love you.
Sorry, had to get my kiss.
of
No,
course, sir,
don't
of
apologize
course.
for that.
We get it. I love that. I
Thank
love
y'all.
that.
Thanks,
I
y'all.
love seeing examples of that too, because I'm like preparing myself, calling in my kinks, like, yes, 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 please, all of that, all of that.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can
so
interrupt
not,
any meeting anytime.
yeah,
And then we just get right
yes.
back in the flow.
Okay, so not second guessing myself and my commitment. And
Yeah.
then I'm also, I'm being way more, I'm protecting my time a lot more. It's
Mm.
like if something does, and like Emily, Erin, y'all know this journey
Yeah.
with me. Hope you
Mhm.
know this journey with me too. Like I am
Yeah,
a
awesome.
butterfly. So I am the networker. So I will get caught up in everybody's like windstorm of like, this is a great idea. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then I'm like, well, shit, now my stuff isn't getting done. So no more of that. No more of
Yeah.
that. I'm really like, my time is, and it feels so good. It feels so good to say no now to certain things. It feels good because I'm so solid in what I want and what I'm moving forward towards. Yeah.
Awesome.
And another part of what's working, like a side note of that, is that I'm not hosting a Do You event this month. And that's because I'm really taking this month to get clear on get my systems, get my focus, so that moving into the rest of the year, I'm more focused and aligned with how I want that to look and feel. So
Yeah.
all that's good. What needs to work better in my business? And I was actually going to put this as what's working. And then I was like, well, shit, I just did this 2 days ago. What am I talking about? So what needs to work better is giving out free samples. And what that is that comes back to my commitment and what am I actually giving them?
Yeah.
Like I'm giving gold, and I wouldn't just give, I mean, maybe, I don't know, but like, I wouldn't just give my gold away like that without even a second guess. Like this is, yeah, like this is so much more, and that goes back to my level of commitment. So all of that is hand in hand for me. So not giving out free samples. But the person that I gave it to, it was Dr. Courtney. So,
Yeah.
and I gave because she was in pain. Yeah,
Yeah.
Emily, you know her too. She was in pain. She was super freaking stressed out. And so I put together like some deep blue and lavender, like put some like different concoctions for her, and then did a session with her on that. So she just got a essentially free take home. But
Yeah.
that's great because we'll be working together anyway. So it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You're investing there.
literally, and that's how I see it. And I learned, even with Emily, like I'm learning how my investment, time, energy, money is an investment, and it will be returned. Because look at freaking Emily now. She's like hosting events and like allowing her to just go on her journey. And that's non-attachment. I think that's something else that's working, is a releasing a lot of
Non-attachment.
attachment. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then as far as my pipes go, my total number of pipes this month, or excuse me, for this past, I did like a week and a half. So it was, no, Larissa, that was the week of the hurricane. When was the hurricane, y'all?
I
I
don't know.
know.
In the
I
past, sometime.
Yeah, so back then, so from the time of the hurricanes, so time I'm on the hurricane until today, I'm at 44 points, and I
That's
want my goal is,
awesome.
thank you, thank you. My goal, my goal is to get to 50 and keep that consistent, a minimum at least. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A
Yeah.
big one is that I had 2 enrollments during the hurricane.
That's
During
wild.
it,
Way
literally,
to
the people that
go.
I
Way to
stayed
go.
with, it was so
Wow.
organic because they hired me essentially to come, and I know, to come and stay with them, to literally be a live-in holistic healer with their entire family. And doTERRA
Wow.
obviously just
Yeah. Happened.
naturally was displayed on they have
Yes.
an in-home spa. So I got to work in their space, and like I had my line set up, and their daughter is an esthetician.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
so, your girl was like,
Yeah.
oh, what products are
Yeah.
you using? So
Yeah.
and it really was really organic. They actually came to me because I included them in my process of how I include the oils in my work. And so
Wow.
they were asking questions. And like as we were sitting outside having coffee on one of the days. And so Leah is the mother, and then her daughters Liv. Leah was like asking all these questions about doTERRA. She's like, Larissa, why didn't you lead with this? Why didn't you lead with the oils versus like do you and all this stuff? And I was like, okay. She goes, yeah, let me just like real talk you for a second as a businesswoman to a businesswoman. Like once you learned about my daughter and what she does, this should have been your first thing. And I was like, okay. But like
Wow.
little did she know, which shows
Wow.
me how smooth it was. I was doing that the whole time, and she just wasn't aware.
She just
So
wasn't seeing it as the lead.
bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. So,
Yeah.
and also okay. And also I hear her, and
Yeah.
I hear her, and I hear her, and
Yeah.
I was still doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
So they both enrolled. So what we're going to do, which is exciting, is that Liv is, and I know this is going to be another learning curve for me because Leah, the mother, and actually Hope, you actually, okay, so this is something I'm going to write for upline support. I want to get with you on this of how to Liv is an 18-year-old girl who has big dreams, who is being suffocated by all of the stuff going on in their family. And I see it. She is Leah's best friend, according to Leah.
Hey, Larissa, I'm gonna interject for just a second. Let's
Of
pull
course.
this into a side conversation
Perfect.
and unpack
Okay,
the
cool.
dynamics there, and then whatever you need support with on that. Yeah, let's take that into like 20-30 minute conversation because I'm betting there's some things we could do there with both mom and daughter and
Cool.
placements.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Hope.
Is that cool?
Yeah, and placements.
Okay, keep
Awesome.
moving.
That's where they're my question. They're why. Because Liv is
Okay.
gonna go first. Leah wants to support Liv, and we could talk about this. Liv and then Leah, and then
Yeah.
And where am I currently right now? Because they invested so much this month in like getting started and getting products and trying out things. I'm at director currently. That was freaking exciting to see that.
That's so exciting. Way to go,
Literally.
Larissa.
Like, how do you go back from that though? That's where I'm at. Like, how do you go back from that? Yeah.
Right.
So I don't want to. Like, it feels good. So that's why I want to get with you, Hope, and really structure this. Really, like, how do I empower them? That's my main focus. So where am I at as director? Short term, I want to be executive, and then ultimately diamond. And then
Awesome.
That's my true north right now. And then action steps, what needs to happen is I want to host an event with Leah. She has something coming up she works with veterans, and she has something coming up for veterans. And so she's already like, okay, what ball supplies do I need? What other kind of things can we include inside of the goodie bags? So just really getting moving on that. That's on the 11th of November. Super powerful day too. And then obviously making some flyers for that, Eventbrite, choose a date. And I also want to get them launched. I really want to launch them. So that's where you come in, Hope. Schedule a time, commit to it. And then upline support. We already talked about that. I want to go over the launch process, which will be part of them, and then get support for the event. And that's it.
Awesome. We'll plan a separate call and go through that. And then doTERRA just launched a new builder launch program on our free training website. So I haven't been through it myself. I'm very excited to see there's a launch program because that is the most important part is getting people started.
Is the launch program like something that we could say, hey, click this link and go, oh,
yeah.
Y'all, we are.
Yeah, go to training.doterra.com. I have not gone through it myself, so I have no content to share with you. But it was announced at convention. It was released just a couple weeks ago.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing, Larissa. Did that feel good filling that out? Like seeing where you are?
Yes. And then the little voice wanted to creep in and be like, is this sustainable? Are you going to keep showing up like this? What are the odds of like scoring another Liv and Leah? It's like that wants to creep in, but like talking about it really did help. So yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this is totally where you're going. Yes, the answer to that is absolutely yes.
All
and
of
more.
us, yes.
This is totally where you're going.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Larissa.
Thank you.
All right. Before we dive into back office, Terry, do you have anything you want to share? I know you do success check-ins regularly. Do you have one you'd like to share?
I honestly have not done one in a couple of weeks as life has been lifing.
Yeah, and that's lifing, right?
But this is so good. But I do want to share that I created, Larissa, if you'd like it, I'll be happy to share it with you. A like gifting program for vets. And I created an email for you to give like the organization that you're dealing with if they want to send it for people to be able to donate so you can give free adaptive rollerballs to veterans. And I created a gift tag if they have somebody that they want, that they specifically want it to go to. If not, you have people that you can give it to. And on a side note, what you do with that is create I forget what an adaptive rollerball costs. I have to look back at
20,
27.
20 something.
So what it works out to be is you want to create those orders so that you're getting that 100 PV. Stay with me, y'all. So whatever that is, if it's 4 or 5, I think it's 5. So every
It's 5.
5th rollerball, you give away a free account. Every 10th rollerball, you give away, or if you put it together so that you get the 150 PV, I think it's 6, you can give away a free diffuser. So all that means is you do a drawing out of the people who have donated, whoever that first name is, you create the account in their name, you place the order, that's an enrollment for you. You place the order and you send them an email with, hey, here is your free doTERRA account. You'll get 25% off for the next year. Would love to do a wellness consult with you to really explain to you how you can use all of this. That's just another contact in person. And you send them their username and password.
That's fantastic.
They won the free account. They're all free. They don't know that. And
Yeah.
then you draw a second name because, right, you're getting all the volume because everything is coming to you whoever on your team that you're working with. So everything is being shipped because you're going to be distributing the rollerballs. But this is how you can get enrollments, blah, 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 blah. Especially now we've got Diamond Club codes. That's free oils for you to be able to use in giveaways later. You're welcome.
That's fantastic, Terry. Great idea. And leveraging the nonprofit, like the organization to pay for the donations
Yes.
and then teaching a class with it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Way to
who
go.
knows,
Yeah.
especially with
That's awesome.
that, it may open the door for you to be able to go and do trainings with whatever the organization is, because they may want to have rollerballs on hand ongoing. Maybe they want to set up the account, right? And everything comes through them.
Or they want to hire you to do the
Or they
monthly
want to hire you.
workshops.
Exactly. But however that works out, I mean, it opens the door. And I just created really, easy, pretty gift tags. It's generic. So it's just like a silhouette of soldiers in the background. And I'll be happy to share it with you guys.
Yeah, Terry, please share it in the WhatsApp group because you can add new members to my WhatsApp group for sure. And then Marisol may be creating a new text thread just for her team, or she may switch to WhatsApp, depends on what her choice is. But thanks for sharing that, Terry. That's something valuable for all of us to have. Yeah. Anything else you want to share, T?
No, I just,
Keep
doing what you're doing, y'all. And when it comes to points, I think everybody does it. You're not being generous enough with yourself. Those personal development points, I don't care if you read a quote today that counts as personal development. I don't care if, you listen to a podcast. Those are the things we don't consider, but anything that helps you free up attention, boost your confidence, make you go, oh, I didn't see that like that before. Guess what? That's personal development. Everybody wants to count personal development as, oh my God, I sat here for 2 hours today and I read this whole book and I meditate. No, we don't have time like that. Life is moving, life is lifing. The one thing I can say that's checked on my sheet every day is personal development, because if it's 10 minutes or 2 hours, I make sure I get something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Something that I read, something that I listen to, anything that pushes me to that next level that makes me go, oh, shoot, yeah, that counts. And as far as hypes, time blocking, child, if I was waiting on the week to be blocked out for time, I would never have points in that area. If you worked your business in any way today, if you shared an oil sample, if you invited somebody, if you did anything on this list, That is a time blocking activity. Give yourself a point or the 2 points, right? I keep
Set aside time to do that.
yeah, like I keep a tick sheet next to mine. So I kind of keep one folded up in my purse. It looks really ratty. And then I transfer all the stuff because as you're going through the week and you wait till the night before or whatever, you have missed at least 10 things that you did that you don't realize you did.
You didn't give yourself credit for.
And give credit for. So yeah, like all of those things count. If you shared a freaking throat drop with the cashier at Walmart, that is a time blocking activity in my mind. Okay. And especially as women, we create this thing where we're just not doing enough. And it's not true. And so, one of the things I love about this sheet, I told Hope it originally began as my diary of shame for all the things that I didn't do. That's what it really was. It was like, oh my God, I gotta meet with Hope and I gotta do this sheet. Oh my God, I didn't do anything. But when I really sat down and said, okay, get real. What do you really want? Can you really do it? And how are you going to do it? And I started going, oh, no, I talked to that lady in the grocery store. And then I invited that other chick at where those things that we just do that we're not aware that we do. Put it on the sheet. Keep a tick sheet. Keep one in your bag that's ratty and nasty that you just, everybody's like, what is she tracking? Mind your business.
Celebrate everything.
$1 million life. Just keep going.
Yeah.
And the other thing, if you guys want, don't forget, we have Wellness Wednesday. It's virtual. We have, Bonnie just put together we got the whole rest of the year. Last night we did seasonal threats. So I will share the video. Next week we're doing Save the Tatas because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we have Thursday nights still, the foundational wellness class, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That class has evolved into a whole new thing. We've added the VMG plus, the E Omega plus. We've stripped that whole thing around. So don't forget all the virtual things. And if anybody's got folks in Carolina, South or North, I've got dinner with Eric Larson coming up on November the 8th. I won that. But we're going. So it was really cool. Originally, it was something that he was going to meet, the winners at convention, but he called me. Let me tell you, you know how freaky it is to get a phone call from Eric Larson. You're like, wait, what? And so he called and he says, let me tell you what I'm doing for the other winner. I'm going to her hometown to take her team to dinner. Would you like me to do something similar for you? Yeah. So he is coming November the 8th. It also happens to be my birthday month, so this works out really well.
That's awesome.
I've got about 30 folks so far going. We're going to go to dinner.
Wow.
And then the next day is our fall tour event here in Charlotte. So if you've got folks in the area, send them my way.
Send them.
I will look out for them.
Awesome. Thank you, Terry. That is so exciting. That is fantastic. Ah, okay. Jen, I know you're still with us. Would you like to share anything? You are probably also doing school drop off. So just checking in.
Hey, everybody. This has been fantastic to join you guys this morning. I wasn't planning on it, but I'm glad you invited me, Hope, and I'm glad I jumped on.
Totally last minute. Sorry.
No, it's fantastic. Really getting inspired and motivated listening to everybody. And one thing that I tend to do, not only in my doTERRA business, but life in general, is I sometimes tend to isolate myself. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to be on that meeting, or I don't need to do that, or, I can do this on my own. And what happens is I end up, kind of self-sabotaging. So it's been really helpful to be on here and just to hear all of you and your successes that you've been having and your doubts that you've had, but the ways that you've been able to move forward and just new and cool ideas. So I really appreciate all of that. One thing that I'm doing that I started up yesterday again was our local farmers market here. And I am really grateful for that again because I did it this last season, which was October to the end of March. They had it, so that is a way for me to really network, get myself out there in the community, kind of establish myself, meet people that I would never have met otherwise. So that, even though it was a slow start yesterday, which there's a seasonality to where I live in Southwest Florida. So we have year-round residents, and then we have a lot of residents who are just here for 6 months or so. So it was a bit of a slow start, but I don't mind slow starts because it gives me a chance to like acclimate, get my bearings, and kind of figure out what I want to do. I think I sampled 3 or 4 people yesterday, and one woman that I met was already familiar with doTERRA. She had an account previously, and I have a small selection of common doTERRA, popular doTERRA stuff that I'm selling at the table retail. And she bought the deep blue for me, one of the all bottles of Breathe I had, and then we talked about the foundational wellness stuff, and she's really interested again to maybe get started with all that stuff. So it was awesome. I had a really great experience, and it's kind of, kicked me into like, getting excited again about doing events and presenting and just getting kind of clear on what it is that I enjoy and where I thrive and best. So
Thank you, Jen.
you're
That's
welcome.
fantastic.
You guys.
I also happen to know she's co-hosting a networking group for wellness professionals down in Bonita Springs and Naples too, with a team member of hers that owns a chiropractic massage studio, and that's been going really well too.
Jen, you're still my weekly schedule goals. I just want you to know I want to be like you when I grow up.
Oh,
I always sit down with every week I sit down with my colored pencils and I go, no, it ain't gonna happen this week, but I'm gonna keep trying.
okay. Like that is like thank you very much. That's like ideal for me, but that's something that it's like I always have to revisit that and rework it. And like Artie, my husband Artie, he's really good at helping me like stay like organized with time blocking and stuff because he does that really well. And then he reminds me, he's like,
Yeah.
you do have time. If this is important to you, you do have time for this.
Yeah.
You can do it here. You can block yourself out, do this. So yeah, he's definitely a motivating factor for that too. So
maybe one day you'll
So awesome.
take 10 or 15 minutes and teach us your ways.
oh, I will. And trust me, I do not have it all together. Like that is like that's like an ideal. And sometimes sometimes, I follow that time schedule and blocking, and other times it doesn't look anything like that. But I'm happy to help. I love doing like organizational things and creating like things. Especially I've been really enjoying creating flyers for events that we're having or invitations or whatever. I really enjoy the design aspect of that and the organizational aspects of some of those things. So yeah.
Well, I think we need to have more calls like this.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be talking with my frontline, who Jen is one of them, this coming Tuesday evening about finding some slot, maybe where we release something else, but we create this window. Because I think it's really powerful to come together and really actually talk through the nuts and bolts of our businesses, what's working, what's not. Thanks, Jen, for sharing. We've got 7 minutes left in the hour, and so I want to jump right into some back office things that we all need to be understanding and doing. Thank you all for sharing. Um, First off, you need to know these dates, and they're scattered around because they're in different places for different reasons. But here are some dates you all need to know about. Obviously, first of the month, the new products get shared. What's the free product? What's the promotion of the month? So on the first of the month, that would be the day. I heard a leader share at some point in time, she never traveled on the last day of the month or the first day of the month because her attention was focused on starting the month and closing out the numbers. So Sometimes I do travel, but I have a dedicated 3 to 4 hours on the first and the last day of the month that is always focused on doing those activities. First of the month could be your email blast out or your text blast out or you're posting on Facebook or you're like, and this month we're going to have this for free. Or this month we have this event happening. People's minds tend to operate at the beginning of the month. They now forecast the rest of the month, right? So first of the month is your new product is dropping and your communication with your whole downline of what's coming up. By the 10th of the month, placements need to happen. So any enrollments you've done the previous month need to be placed. I'll show you how to do that in a second. If you miss that deadline, you'll have to submit an exception that'll take up to a month to get fixed. So don't miss the deadline. Put it in your calendar. By the 15th of the month, the free oil is available up through the 15th of the month. So sending out any reminders, calling your last month's new enrollees, sending out an email blast or a text blast or putting out some socials. Don't miss out this month. What is it? Eucalyptus is free. If people didn't get their order in by the 15th, they missed the 15 mil of eucalyptus. So teaching about eucalyptus and encouraging everybody to get their LRP orders in before the 15th. Schedule that sometime in there. Also by the 15th, you want to start looking at your power of three. How are your orders dropping? Are there any holes that you may need to fill? Are there placements? Like you've had to place by the 10th. So you may have already looked at your power of three on, let's say, the 5th. And again on the 15th. As you grow, Jennifer and Terry are at, Aaron may be at this point too. You need to realize that commissions for the previous month run on the 11th right now. And you need to be checking your back office, your qualifications for last month's power of three. You could lose it if somebody returns something. So you need to double check it, like check it a couple of times before the 11th. If you have any problem, if somebody returns something and you lose your 250 or you lose your 50 bonus, you message me. Until you have your own account manager. At Silver Rank, you'll have your own account manager. Your account manager will help you place another order, backdate it, and fill your power of three, which is freaking phenomenal. We work for a company that wants us to get our bonuses. And if we have a customer that returns an item which shortchanges the volume, which compromises our. So check your previous month's bonuses a couple of times, maybe on the 5th and on the 10th. Okay. By the 20th of the month, check your power of three again. You need to know who you need to talk to, encourage, invite to an event to see who hasn't placed their LRP. How is your power of three filling out? And plan your classes for the next month. Start mapping out your next month by the 20th. Then by about the 28th, I start looking at final numbers for power of three and for rank advancement. If I'm just short of something, gosh, I can make a couple phone calls, maybe get in one more enrollment or help somebody order a few more items and boom, I hit a rank or I filled out my power of three. Is that helpful?
Very.
So mark these down on a calendar, like in a list form, or put notes in your calendar. Check this today. Check this today. Make it part of your monthly rhythm. Because whether we're on our cycle or off our cycle, whether we're having a good day or a bad day, or there's a hurricane or not, these markers happen every month. And if you miss them, you missed them. You missed an opportunity. You missed a way to solidify rank or power three. Okay, I'm going to share my screen for right quick, and we're going to go in and look at a couple of tools. Uh, Jen, you're my next call. And so if you would, oh, I did not mean to do that. Just invite Pat to join us here,
Yes,
or just
I
let her
will.
know I'll just be a few minutes. I
Yeah, that's
just want
no
to,
problem. I can let her know, and then you can just finish up whatever you need to finish up. It's totally all good.
okay, cool. Um, if you have if you have a hard stop and you need to drop off, go ahead. Everybody else. We still have a few that are cool.
Yep.
Good, good, good. Okay. So I'm logging into my account. I'm going into my back office. Most of you all at this point, I'm trying to like look at you and be able to move. I'm going into my office. Okay. This is your virtual office. This is where you will see all your qualification tools. Okay. To place someone, you go right up here to changes. Now, I've already placed people that I've enrolled recently, so there's no name, ID number, PVOV listed here. So there's no one for me to place here. But if there was a name listed right here, I would just click on a button right here that says place or sponsor change, and it would open up a pop-up, and I would have to put in the ID number of the person I want to place this new enrollment under. So you just need their ID number, and you click verify and place. It takes 2 seconds to place somebody. How do I decide where to place? Well, I often go to graphic tree. I change the levels down to deeper levels and update. And I look at where my tree is. This is a full tree with all kinds of accounts. So it's a lot of this may, as you grow, this is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And you may like to see it this way in the tree structure. You may not. You may prefer to see it as detailed genealogy, which is more of a Excel spreadsheet kind of viewpoint. Okay. So here in detailed genealogy, you can increase up to 3. You can see just your front line, your front and second level, as well as your third level, and it's going to show up in line items like this. So you can actually see what their OV was for the last 3 months. You can also change the columns and pick which columns you want to be visible. So you can see in your downline and organize your people to see. You can do really great things in here because you can see who's placing 100 PV order, who's only placing a partial PV order. And then on your dashboard, you've got some quick reports right here, which are great, like this. Who's placing 100 PV but has no product of the month? They need a phone call. They need some education. Who's not on LRP? This is going to be a printout of everybody who's not on LRP. Who's placing $100 order but isn't doing it through loyalty rewards? Print off, and there's your call list for the day to let them know, especially before the 15th of every month. Figure out who just placed 100 PV order but didn't do it on LRP to get points and didn't get the product of the month. If they already placed their order, all they need to do is call into doTERRA member services and ask for it. Say, hey, can I add to my order? I'd really love to get the free product this month. And they'll get the free product. They'll send them the free product. So this quick list of quick reports is a great way to zero in on who do you really need to stay in touch with.
I see
Down
that
here,
12th month is new.
pardon?
6 to 12 month is
inactivity report. Yeah.
That's a good one.
So reactivations count for Diamond Club right now, and they count for the new free products. They count like a new enrollment. So look at this. Congratulations to Larissa Neal for hitting director.
Woo!
This right down here, look at this, my enrollees. And then you've got new members, which are enrollments that have just recently come in. This right here is something that's good for you to keep your eye on. If the green checks are there, it means they have the LRP on and the product of the month is coming. If they have this emergency signal, it means something. It means like, hey, they just enrolled. This is an enrollment, but they don't have LRP set up, so they're not going to get product of the month. This is another enrollment.
I'm sorry, Hope. That means when we are doing the cart, if we're going through the cart with them, we need to check that LRP box, right? Because that will.
They now have the LRP box you can check right at checkout when they're enrolling. So if they're ordering VMG or supplements, you need to have a conversation right then with them. This is something you should try for 2 to 3 months. Really give your body time to experience the nutrition. A lot of people have in their mind, I just want to try it for 1 month. And totally, of course, that's okay if that's where they're, hard and fast. They only want to do it for 1 month. But encourage them to see it as, you don't try a gym membership for 1 month and honestly expect to have results. There's going to be some time you need to invest in transforming your health. I would invite you to expand that out to 3 or 4 months. Give yourself some time and your body some time to get acclimated and actually begin using this new in nutrition. So if you plan on ordering next month, and we do it this way by checking the box and getting it through a cart, it does 2 things. It takes it off your mind. You don't have to reorder. You don't have to decide again. And it gets you free stuff. And that free stuff's going to bless your body. So practice having those conversations to help them try the loyalty rewards program for at least 2 or 3 months for their own benefit so that they start creating healthy habits and they commit to themselves. And you can see whether you've done a good job or not right here. Whether, okay, got to go back to that person. Okay, need to go back and work with that one. Final thing I wanted to show you is the Power of 3 tracker. You can see your rank qualification right here. If I go back to September, I can change the date back and see. So this is how you check your qualifications. When you log in on the 5th or the 10th, before commissions run, you want to backdate the period to the month before and say, okay, did I hit the rank I was expecting? Yes, I did. If you didn't, you text me right away and we'll figure out how you lost Power of 3 or what happened. Probably somebody returned something. Okay. You can see your Power of 3 tracker right here in your full detail or filtered detail. So like if I click that, it pulls up exactly who the filter is and it tells me each name, volume, etc. So I can see my Power of 3 this way. Or another way to show it is using the Power of 3 tracker. The Power of 3 tracker is this really cool tool where you can move people around in your Power of 3, which is helpful because sometimes you have different people ordering 100. So under the Power of 3 qualification tool, I have mine set to 1,500 bonus. You can set yours to whatever your next bonus is. I would challenge you all to not just be reaching for your immediate, but reaching through that to the next one. So that might be your 250. And then you fill out each little whole circle with the person that is ordering the most or that you've been working with. And there's a little plus sign, like here, you see right here. It's going to look like this at first. So you got to add your team member and then add the team members that are ordering regularly. And that's how you fill out, and you can move it around. You can click the pencil and edit and change it. And it might be a different person next month, but you can move your power of 3 qualification around until you see, okay, I've got my 50 bonus, or I've got my 250, or I've got my 1500. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing, and we're now at 9:39. Just wanted to ask questions before we wrap up here. Hey, Candace, good morning. Hi, Pat, good morning.
Hi. Hello. Happy rising. Thank you for doing this, and thank you, Terry, for letting us know. It's so much to learn. So
Yeah,
like
And
it's so much
we
to learn.
recorded it, so don't
it's
worry.
all good. Yeah,
We'll
it's
cover it on
recorded, so you
Um,
our
go
team
back and
call this
listen.
week too.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like so excited though. And
That's awesome.
we were in the call yesterday, and the one takeaway that I got that encouraged me the most was striving to look for builders because that's the one thing that people avoid the most. So that stuck with me. So right now,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do is, and I'm working with Terry. She's amazing. And what I'm gonna do now is like I have to find a way. So first of all,
Hey,
I need to have,
hey, Candace, I want to
yeah.
push pause just for a second. I want to
Oh,
hear
I'm
what you
sorry, I
have
just
to
kind of went
say.
in. My
That's
bad.
okay. That's okay. I want to hear what you have to say, but before we move on to that, I want to finish up what we were just training on.
Oh, my
Okay.
bad. I thought I was aligned, but obviously I'm not. My bad. I could pause
That's
it.
okay. No, you're here and you're with us. I just want to wrap up on the power of 3, the back office
Okay.
tools that we were just training on. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Just hold the thought. Hold the thought. Okay. Larissa, Aaron, Terry, Emily, any questions about those tools in the back office?
No, I
How to
actually
navigate them?
learned something. I didn't know. I'm always hitting the tracker. I didn't realize that full detail
Mm.
button at the bottom. So that was great to see that.
Yeah, it's a snapshot of what is. You can't move it out or exchange.
Right. It's where it
It's
is.
just a snapshot of what it is, of what is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm thankful for you walking us through all of that. And I'm excited to just like go in and click around and look at everything because I'm really liking that there's a lot of visuals. I'm a very visual person. So, like, to see the tree laid out like that, I feel like is really helpful for my brain. So,
Yeah.
yeah, having all the sort of visual representation of what's going on is really cool. So, I like all of that.
I would really encourage you all to fill out the 250 bonus tracker by hand. It's in your business builder book. It looks like this. It is it's the paper version. It's on page 66. It is the paper version of what we were just looking at. And why I really encourage you to do that is take pencil and the piece of paper is because it rewires your brain. It really connects the neurons in your brain to really understand you and 3 people have to create, plus whoever else on your front line, you have to create 600 in team volume. It's not just you and 3 people at 100. That's only 400. It's you plus at least 3, but a total of 600 in volume is your $50 bonus. That's called the power of 3. Now, then you're going to duplicate that out. So really just filling it out one time, just do it one time with pencil and paper, put the names, the amounts, the PV amounts, go in and see what their PV is for the month, what their expected LRP is for the month, and fill it out. And that's where you also will see where you've got pockets, you've got empty circles. Empty circles. And this is where your new enrollees are going to go, is in these empty circles. This is where your new person. So you might even I used to do this with colored pencils, kind of like Jen. And every time a wing would fill out, I'd like color it with a new color. And it'd be like, I would do it on the 20th of the month, 15th, 20th, and I'd color it as the month went along. And then I'd look at where do I need to place the next person. And I made it this like coloring game that I would do every month. And I'd fill out by hand my power of three. And it really rerouted my brain to know exactly where I'm going to place my new person before. I mean, I could see it here in my brain because I just colored it. So I'm out classes, I'm out, and I already know where I need to add attention, where my new enrollments are, where I need to partner with somebody to do a class because I filled this out by hand. It rewires our brain. Then, then as you move forward, you can use the qualification tools and the tracker on the computer to just double check your numbers. Let the computer verify your math. Okay. But if this exercise every month and your success check-in every month are two paper tracking exercises that really line your brain up to know exactly what you need to be doing, know exactly where these people are going to be placed, because your brain gets it because you connected your eye-hand coordination to really understand and map out your business. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Terry. Terry's put the digital success check-in and the power of three document in the chat. So go to the chat and click those, open those up and save those documents. Use your colored pencils, use your highlighters, turn on fun music, and take 15 minutes to fill these out and check them throughout the month. It's a game changer for helping you really line.
I think it takes some of the overwhelm out of it too.
Absolutely. It organizes what feels
Know where you
overwhelming and
are.
I don't know where to go or what to do next. This completely simplifies everything. You fill these two out, you know exactly what to do next. Okay, we're in a transition window right now. Jen and Pat have come on board, and this is usually my time to call with them, and we're kind of merging calls. So I understand if you've been on since 8:30, you need to go. Do you have any questions before you go? Do you have any questions before you go?
No, I'll get with you, Hope, on having a one-on-one with you to game plan.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank
Yep.
you all.
Yep.
Have a good day, Larissa.
See you
Thanks,
soon.
Larissa.
Bye.
Emily?
So I feel like this might just kind of be a bigger question that I can cover one-on-one with Erin maybe, and also maybe with Hope. When I'm looking at this big picture, is it going to be more worth our energy, my energy, and or just, I'm just asking, like, what is kind of the best course of action? Should I be putting most of my energy into completing my like direct front line and expanding that even to like power of four, like Lassen has talked about in the past? Or is it best to really focus on getting the three first and then focusing on who's underneath them? Or is it good to put our energy into building more people directly on the front?
So I'm going to talk in terms of ideal.
Yeah.
And life doesn't always go ideal. Life goes
Yes.
like this.
Yes.
But if we have a clear ideal plan,
Yeah.
then having 4 accounts on your front line that
Right.
order regularly
Right.
and order substantially. Like if they're ordering exactly 100
Right.
plus you, that's only 500 total.
Right.
So you may end up having a total of leaving 6 people on your front line for now.
Yeah.
That are 2 of them are customers and 3 of them are committed to 100, 125, 150 PV a month.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you've solidified your 50 bonus.
Okay.
Next step number 2, identify 2 of those that are ordering regularly First, you got to identify one and then two
Yeah.
to begin placing under.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those two will probably become your first two legs. Because as you're both moving forward in your power of three, you're also moving forward in rank. So like as you move from elite rank has no structure whatsoever. It's just 3,000 in volume. It's 15 accounts scattered anywhere.
Okay.
But for you to go from elite to premier, which is a jump, it means going from maybe 100 to 200, at most $300 to $400 to $600. You've got to have structure.
Yeah.
You've got to start having your power of three, and then you're filling out the second level underneath the power of three.
Okay.
And then you've got to be premier rank, you have to have two legs of elite of executive rank, which is 2,000 in volume.
Okay.
So for example, at this point stage in the game, that's where Erin's growing to right now. She's got a solid 50.
Mm.
She's working on building out her 250.
Mm-hmm.
And in part, it's almost there. Like it's partially filling out.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got two builders she's identified on her front line that will probably become her two executive legs. So those two legs are where she's probably focusing in on most of her classes, her attention,
Okay.
her time,
Okay.
to bring in more accounts underneath those legs.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, that's where I am too.
That's where Terry is too. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. Then as you move up to Jen is solid premier and she's growing to silver. So she basically has three executive legs.
Cool.
And so she's identifying who to work with on each one of those three legs to do a class with or do some networking with or spending time and attention with to help foster growth and build under to stretch and grow under each one of those three legs.
Cool.
Hold on just a second, Candace. Jen, did you want to say anything?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Okay, cool. I saw your mic just shift. That's all. Candace.
Okay. So I'm really, you know how I want a success check-in form and ask you, like, what is it that you think you may need help with from your coach? I always get stuck. So I appreciate this call because now it gives me a clear understanding on what I really want to focus in on. I feel like I'm doing way, like, much, much better than what I was doing since I joined doTERRA. But now I want to get a little bit more focused. So right now, I'm wanting to maybe two questions. What is a good way that anyone can answer this that you would gauge to complete your check-in forms? Because for me, transparently speaking, I'm doing my check-in form the same day I'm meeting with my coach, which is Terry, which is not good because I'm doing so much and then it's like I kind of forget what I'm even doing. And then the second question, oh, okay, go ahead.
I just want to answer that part. We covered that at the beginning of this call, so you'll get to watch. Erin walked us through her process, and I think that will help you refine your process.
Okay, thanks, Terry.
Got it.
And then my second question, and sorry if I sound like I'm rushing because I'm kind of trying to get to say everything I
No,
get
it's
before another
okay.
call comes in. But the other question for me is I'm working with the client because you just said something that really stood out to me about making sure you have clients that are placing a nice amount of order. And I have one client, we're on her second month now, and I meet with her twice a week. We work out. I hold her accountable to making sure she's completing training surrounded around what she's purchasing. And she mentioned that she may not be able to do a third month because it's one, she doesn't know if she can really afford it. So what would you recommend to kind of, number one, uh, attract the clients that can invest and know how important it is. Plus, I'm offering a lot in between. What would you recommend without like that anxiety or that desperateness leaking in to like let the client know like that what they're investing in is definitely a priority and it's needed. But I also let her know that in order for her to get those extra things with me, working out with me on Zoom, all those things I like set that standard early on in our conversation when she decided to work with me that she would at least need to place 100 PV order with me every month to get those things. And I explained to her what that meant. But maybe I'm
But
doing
is
too much.
she, but is she, have you had conversation with her about building a business, or is she a happy customer? Because those are two very different things.
She's a happy customer, but I heard Hope say something about, making sure that you have certain people on your front line that's
Right.
placing.
But that's talking about people who are building a business. We will jump into
Mm,
that on our,
okay. Okay. Got it.
yep.
Got it. Okay.
I'm just
I'm
sending a
good.
direct message. Yeah. So thanks, Candace. You just described a situation that all of us struggle with at different times. Um, I know I was just talking specifically with Pat about this a couple weeks ago, and I know I've had this conversation with Jen too, and I know I've been frustrated about it too. It's the concept of how much do we extend ourselves trying to convince someone that these are the changes they need to make in order to get the results they say they want. And sometimes we extend ourselves so much we get into resentment and we overextend. We drive too far, we stay on the call too long, we spend too much time. That's when we start feeling desperate. We're desperate to get them to understand, or we're desperate to get them to turn on their LRP so we can reach a goal. And both of those energies feel desperate. Emily, thanks so much for being here. Absolutely. Sign off whenever you need to. Pat and Jen, thank you so much for joining in. And Jen, thanks for being here this morning. Um, I want to make sure and answer any questions, Pat and Jen, that you have. And this call has been recorded since 8:30. We went through success check-in and some back office tools. And so chime in if there's specific things that you have questions for. Candace, specifically about how to handle somebody who doesn't seem to move forward. First of all, are you working with people that want to move forward? And you'll know because they move forward. It sounds really dumb. It sounds really simple. But there are a lot of people who don't actually want to move forward. What they really wanted was your attention. What they really wanted was your time. They really wanted to vent, to complain, to feel seen, heard, loved. They want therapy. They're not going to pay for therapy, so they've got you. And it's on you, it's on us to really see people for where they are in their life based off of what they're actually doing. It's not your responsibility to make them do it. We have this amazing offer that we can show them. Look at this. This company has all the products you need to make life changes. Look, they give you points back. Look, they give this. There's a business opportunity. This is amazing. What do you think? If you like this, take action on this. If they don't take action, you may send a reminder text or do a lifestyle overview with them. Help them hold their hand a little bit of the way. But if they keep pushing back, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I can't, no, I can't. Your response, we all have to really develop the clarity to be able to say, you get to choose what kind of results you're going to get. And let me know let me know when you're ready to move forward in this. I'll be there. And then leave them. Let them be where they are and go find the people who are looking for this. There are people everywhere who are literally Googling. Have you ever checked the amount of times that the word doTERRA is Googled in your area? It's like in the tens of thousands everywhere. People are looking for doTERRA. They're looking for doTERRA wellness advocates. They're looking for events, classes. You want to find those people make friends with those people. I think I think maybe because sometimes we have a fixer mindset or we think I'm the healer, I'm going to help the world. We inadvertently attract people who need helping and fixing, which means they're going to stay in that space. All they want is they want to experience being helped and being fixed. They don't actually want to experience wellness. It's two different people. There's a whole group of people who are like, I'm going to get well. And then they do. And so they do. So they're looking for wellness. And so it's like feeling the vibrational difference there between two different groups of people and recognizing what group are you actually attracting and engaging with. The people who are all sick and want to stay sick, and so you get to come in and be their rescuer, or the group who's well and getting weller, and you get to come alongside and run with them and offer things that they're going to scoop up in a second. Does that answer your question, Candace? I'm sharing a mindset, a
Yes.
viewpoint.
No, I think that's so good. It's just hit so many points, even on a personal level. Can you hear me?
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
It hits so many points on a personal level with how with anything you have to put yourself first, and you have
mhm.
to have a certain core value within yourself, because if not, it affects every aspect of your life. When you don't fully understand who you are as a person and the power that you hold, you then start to like just give it to people who are not necessarily aligned to receive it. And that's what I'm learning
Yeah,
in this quarter of my
it
life right now. Yeah.
it feels really good to be a helper. Oh, let me go
Hmm.
help this person. Let me
For
give
a
them a
moment.
sample. Let me go do this for a moment. It feels really
Yeah.
good to our ego to be a helper. And doTERRA's whole ethos, the business model itself, lends to that. Be a person of service. Go help people. Inadvertently, though, what do we end up doing? We end up looking for the whole crowd of people that are desperate, in need of help, suffering. The thing is, we have to understand if that's what they're thinking about and focusing on, that's what they keep recreating. What you're really looking for are people who are creating something new. They're creating health for themselves. They're fed up. They're done with it. They're creating new. They're getting the gym membership. They're changing. They're making new decisions. They are getting well. They're becoming well. They're focused on wellness. They're
I
focused on
love
health.
that you said that, Hope,
They're
because
looking
that's the
for
name of
to
my brand. Yes, I love it. You said
yeah,
created new. And that's my
yeah,
whole mission, to help you be created new, not to do it
yeah,
for you, but to help you and to provide you with the tools and the resources that you so you can become
yeah.
created new. But it takes action.
What you do and what we all do is we say, hey, if you want to experience something new, then you'll order Lifelong Vitality Pack or VMG
Hmm.
every month. You'll do this for the
Hmm.
next 3 to 6 months. You'll use
Hmm.
these oils every day, and
Hmm.
you'll do this through LRP, and you'll watch these videos, and you'll train yourself on this, this, and this, whatever you feel led to send them.
So
If you
good.
want to be well, here you go.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Hmm.
You've just helped them. But the truth is that's the end of your role. Your role is to offer and give it to them. They have to take action. You can follow up and say, "Hey, what did you decide to do? What did you decide to do? Did you decide to enroll? Did you decide to start? What have you decided to do? Are you deciding to keep going? Or have you decided to stop? Then you won't get the results you're looking for. But it's your choice. And then let them be. It's love them where they are, but it's not your job to keep pulling, pulling, pulling. It's your job to go out and find the people who are hungry, ready, eager, looking.
I agree. Thank you, Hope.
Awesome. All right. I want to reserve some time to be able to brainstorm what's happening for Pat and Jen. Would you ladies would you like to continue to dialogue? Has this been helpful? Or shall we can end this call and just get on a private call? Pat, Jen, what are your thoughts? We're looking for unmute buttons. Save that. Let's see if I can ask you to unmute.
Hey, it's Jen.
Hey.
I'm just getting in my car. I think
Yeah.
this has been very helpful. If we have a few minutes that we could jump on a private call, that would be helpful too. But if
Yeah.
there's anything else anybody wants to add or ask on this call, I'm okay with that for right now.
Awesome. Pat, you're unmuted. You can talk.
Okay, I agree with Jennifer. I would, a private call.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, well then we'll go ahead and close this one out. I'm gonna again talk with my frontline about creating a space or transitioning something we're already doing to this kind of space so that it can be practical for using, our back offices and our tools and really understanding navigating the nuts and bolts. Thank you, Candace, for being on. Go back and watch the recording. Thank you, Terry, for hosting your Zoom and for the recording. And please share it in our WhatsApp.
Promise I will. I've got
Awesome.
to get my
Okay.
kiddo to an appointment, but this afternoon I'll make sure we get it. I also
Awesome.
put the link for the Veterans Initiative thing that we talked about earlier that everybody will get to watch on the call. I put it in the
Good,
WhatsApp
good, good,
link.
good.
And
Thank you.
maybe you will get time later to maybe either do a call or a video on I know you were going to talk about what you did last night and how you set up the wellness. I definitely want to hear that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'll share the documents I'm using.
Yes. Thank you much.
All right. Thank you. We'll
Have a
talk
good day,
soon.
everybody.
Okay, bye.
Bye.